Hi guys, and as ever, I hope everyone's doing well. I didn't do much of a video on Sunday at full time. I just did a quick minute or so video from Goodison Park at full time because, given the circumstances and what we'd just seen happen to Andre Gomez, it didn't feel right, and I didn't really feel up to saying much, to be honest. It really, genuinely has affected me. It was horrible to see. I think he's someone that as a club we've got so much love for all he does with the community, how he has been with the fans, how he's embraced the city, how he's embraced this club, and how he's embraced the people. And that goes a long way. And the fact that he's an incredible footballer as well, still just, yeah, flawed by that one, to be honest, as I think we all are feeling as a fan base. He had a successful operation yesterday, which is fantastic to hear, and he's expected to make a full recovery. But obviously, we're looking at rough guess, we're looking at least 6 months, aren't we? I would say so. Not that I'm a doctor, but given the injury, it's going to be a lengthy one. So I didn't feel up to saying too much, and just about when I thought, I'd calmed down enough to speak about the game, I go online a couple of hours ago and see that Son's red card has been revoked, and my head just fell off. But then of course it has. Do you know what I mean? It's the mind boggles and words escape me genuinely because, right, first of all, I've not been a fan of seeing all these tweets and hearing all these things of people's heartbreaking for Son, and this poor injustice to the guy, and look how devastated he is. And do you know what, I'm sure he was devastated. I'm sure he was. And the reason, unfortunately, I think he's devastated is because he knows himself that through him lashing out and having a retaliation to what he felt was an elbow, I think, from Andre Gomez, which it wasn't, or certainly there was no intention or anything. It's you see him clock Andre Gomez, and there's a look on his face. You see it in the still images, and it's like, I'm gonna go for you. And he's intended to foul him. He's done that, and that has spiraled into Andre Gomez having a dislocated, fractured right ankle. And we're looking at him being missing for certainly the rest of the season. So I don't know what the FA have given some bullshit reason as to why it's been revoked. Pochettino's been talking and saying that he feels bad, but he's back on form, and he was confident that the decision would be overturned. Well, of course he was. It's just a load of I don't want to be swearing too much, but it's very, very hard not to at the moment. So my first thoughts and reactions to that is that is totally the wrong decision. For it to have been overturned is just an absolute disgrace. It makes a joke of what's happened. It makes a joke of the rules, but I haven't a clue what the rules are anymore, I'll be honest with you. To be honest, given that game as well, I said in my video at full time the other day about Martin Atkinson, and it was one of the worst referee performances I've ever seen in my life. And as fans, we've all seen some truly, truly horrendous ones. That was the worst. The players were just doing what they wanted, from the goalkeeper wasting time to when players are getting subbed off. They're not leaving the pitch at the nearest point. They're just strolling along, and the crowd are going mad at this, and Atkinson's walking alongside them, supposedly, you'd like to think, telling them what the hell to do. And they're literally not even reacting to him. Not even reacting because it's like, what are you going to do about it? You've done nothing. And he did nothing. So the fact that Atkinson was just so poor, I believe that it's his fault. He had no control of the game. Obviously, I'm not blaming him directly for that injury, of course, but he let the game go. He had no control on that game whatsoever. And I believe he's actually refereeing a Premier League match this weekend. The FA, really, I can't even believe that. After that performance, people should have reviewed that and gone, you've got to question if he should ever referee again at any level. But to be doing the Premier League, people from other leagues in other countries and stuff must just be laughing and just being like, what the hell's going on? heaven knows if they watched the Everton Spurs game, seen some of the decisions in that, some of the penalties that weren't given, some of the one of the most blatant handballs I've ever seen. And then it's been reviewed. We've actually got VAR for them to look at it, and they did that, and it still wasn't given. Like, you can see, you know, Dele Alli, you can see that he knows he's got away with one. Don't get me wrong, I think most players would do the same. They'd just crack on and be like, got away with that one. But it's just, what's even the point in having it? We're seeing stupid amounts of time added to games. They're reviewing these decisions. We should have had another penalty for a foul on Richarlison. They reviewed that one, it wasn't given. I don't know what their explanations are for why and what, and to be honest, I'm not interested because it's just a load of crap. It really, really is. So after all that, and I'll get on to do another video probably tomorrow or something, talking about the actual game itself, because there were some positives in there. There's still a lot of negatives as well, but I want to try and concentrate on a few of the positives when I talk about the game. But as I say, there's still so much wrong there, and I think a lot to do with the flaws in that side, and that game and that performance have gone under the radar given the much bigger situation that happened with the injury to Gomez. But I will do one where I talk about the match at a later date in terms of our performance and our players, etc., and what I think about the manager. But for now, the red card thing, my head's just totally fell off. It's a disgrace. The challenge, he's meant to foul him out of malice and retaliation, and it's caused Andre Gomez, one of our best players, and someone that obviously at the club we are extremely fond of. As I said, he's looking at a very, very lengthy time and a really tough rehabilitation, which isn't going to just be tough on his body, but of course his mental health's going to be tested as well. Thankfully he's at a club that will look after him, and we're all with him and we're all behind him. But to then see that red card's gone and there's been no repercussions suffered whatsoever. If anything, I think he should have been looking at a longer ban. So for there to be nothing, it just makes a joke of the whole thing. What I thought couldn't have been more of a joke game from start to finish in terms of everything, every decision made, everything that was going on and off the pitch. It was just total calamity. It was ridiculous. Just when I thought that couldn't get any more bizarre, the red card's been revoked. And there'll be some people fuming, and there's a lot of loving for Son. I've seen that, and you know, from all kinds of people who are feeling sorry for him, and you know, because he clearly was upset and crying. And as I said, yeah, that I'm sure he genuinely was upset, but I think the reason is because he knows that him losing his head like that and behaving in that way has done that. So yet again, Everton are just a laughing stock when it comes to decisions and things like that. Not a fan of some of the things I've heard. I'm still fuming over it, as you can see. I was always a big fan of Son, you know, I think as a player, and he seemed like a great guy. That seemed very out of character. However, it was wrong, and I'm furious over it. Yeah. As I said, I'll do another video at a later time that's going to be a little bit more positive, but I just had to have a rant about that. Anyway, nice one, guys. Speak to you later.